And hello and welcome to today's tropical weather update. I am Letitia Humphreys in with your latest update on Hurricane Tami. So at 11 a.m., Tami was located just about 16.0 degrees north, 60.7 degrees west, and that puts it just about 105 miles to the southeast of Antigua. And Tami is moving in a northwesterly direction at around 8 miles per hour, pushing winds of around 85 miles per hour. So this system has in fact increased in strength from 8 a.m. this morning. It was at around 80 miles per hour. And the 11 a.m. has Tami with sustained hurricane force winds of 85 miles per hour. However, Tami remains a Category 1 hurricane and expected to remain at that status as it moves near or over the Leeward Islands. So Tami is now showing pressures, the minimum central pressure of 998 millibars. Here we see where most of the thunderstorm activity, we see the red, the bright colors, and even some white at times. The thunderstorm activity associated with the center just to the east of Guadeloupe. We also have a curved band to the tail end of Tami moving across Barbados. They are recording a lot of thunderstorm activity and some heavy rain at this time. So all of this is expected to move near or over the Leeward Islands over the next couple of days. And we are in fact anticipating a lot of wind impacts as well as a lot of rainfall activity associated with Hurricane Tami. So here is the position of Tami and expected to remain at hurricane status as it moves near or over the Windward Islands before it makes a north-northwest turn and then turn towards the north and then out into the Atlantic. So there are a few islands that are on the hurricane warning or remain on the hurricane warning at this time. We have Anguilla, St. Kitts Nevis, Montserrat, Antigua and Barbuda, as well as Guadeloupe. Dominica, they have discontinued their tropical storm warning, and we have Martinique who remain on the tropical storm watch. The British Virgin Islands also, they are on a tropical storm watch at this time. So a flash flood watch is also in effect for Antigua, Barbuda, St. Kitts, Nevis, Montserrat and Anguilla, as we are anticipating quite a bit of rainfall associated with the system. Here we have a look at our radar showing the amount of rainfall to the back end of Tami. So here we are in Antigua and Barbuda. We would have seen just some small patches. Well, I wouldn't say small patches, but some patches would have moved across, but they are small compared to what we are anticipating later on today and even into tomorrow. So Antigua and Barbuda, we would have recorded over an inch of rainfall so far. The center, as the graphic continues to loop, we see the center is now to the east of Guadeloupe. It was 50 miles to the east of Dominica earlier, but it continues to move. It was first moving at 9 miles per hour at 8 o'clock, but at 8 miles per hour now at 11 o'clock. So has slowed down a bit, which caused it to be able to gather some strength because it is still over those warm waters and in a low wind shear environment. Now I want to talk about the extent of the hurricane force winds. Most of the winds or the stronger winds are in the leading edge of the storm. We have the stronger winds in the northwest quadrant as well as the northeastern quadrant. So if Tami continues to track into our area, it is basically, we can basically say that we cannot escape the hurricane force winds if it continues on that projected path to move across Antigua. So Tami has tropical storm force winds extending outwards 125 miles. So we're looking at tropical storm force winds anywhere in the region of 34 miles to 73 miles per hour. So because the winds extend out so far, we cannot get away from it. So we are going to be impacted by tropical storm force winds to say the least, and that is expected to begin moving onshore, or the earliest possible time for it to begin moving onshore is anytime early this afternoon. As I mentioned, the system has slowed a bit in forward speed, so it has pushed back the time that we expected for these winds to begin coming onshore. So we're looking at maybe roughly about 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock thereabout for the winds to begin picking up to tropical storm force wind speeds. But as it begins to gradually pick up, you will begin to see an increase in the wind speed anytime early this afternoon, but to get to tropical storm strength, we're looking at around 3, 4 o'clock, could even be up to 5 o'clock, depending on if Tami slows down when the hurricane hunter goes in to investigate again and we get that 2 o'clock update. So a look at our 24-hour rainfall summary. Our highest rainfall total so far have been recorded in Bethesda, 32.5 millimeters, and then we have Orange Valley, 31.9, Diamonds, 29.2, North Sound, 23.6, Cobb's Cross, 27.8, and the Coolidge area here at the airport, 15.0 millimeters. Not much rainfall so far. Well, the rain gauge is showing we have not recorded much rainfall across the Donbass area so far, and we are actually anticipating between 4 to 8 inches of rainfall during the passage of this storm or the passage of this hurricane, and we also could be seeing isolated maximum amounts up to 12 inches of rainfall. For the Leeward Islands, we are looking, as I said, the range between 4 to 8 up to a maximum of 12, but for the British Virgin Islands, maybe around 1 to 2 inches with isolated maximums up to 4 inches of rainfall. So some impacts associated with this system, we're looking for winds within the region of 50 to 70 miles per hour, and depending on where the center passes, they could be even higher, up to 85 miles per hour if the center makes landfall, and gusting even higher in showers. We're also looking at down power lines as a result of those wind impacts, structural damage, fallen trees, etc. A small craft advisory is currently in effect, a small craft warning, and a high surf warning is also in effect for different coastlines across the area. Seas are expected to get up to as high as 18 feet, with swells up to 14 feet. Therefore, the surfs are going to be breaking even twice as high as the height of these swells. The open water waves up to 16 feet. Therefore, they could be very life-threatening, and rip currents also are associated with these swells, and there's some storm surge that could come on shore as a result of Hurricane Tami moving through the area. Flash flooding. I mentioned earlier, flash flood watch is in effect. So for persons who are in flood-prone or low-lying areas, we would continue to advise you to move to higher ground. Do not wait until the rainfall rates have begun to increase significantly for you to try to get out of your flood-prone area. We're looking at mudslides and rock slides also possible as a result. So continue to stay tuned for future updates to your trusted source, the Antigua and Barbuda Meteorological Service, and also the local media stations for updates as they continue to roll out. Stay safe during the passage of this system, and I'll see you with your future updates. I'm Letitia Humphreys. Continue to have a great day.